Hello, everybody. This is Simone. I'm due this overdue the part two of the first video that I did on trading the MW pattern. In the first video, I looked at trading the pattern of the stop hunt, and I'm gonna keep them coming so you can put everything into context for profitable trading. Um, I was looking at the stop hunt trade, and we said in the first video, and I remember the stop point, I'm not really going to go over it too much, but we want to see a high created, an arc, a pull down, a gap between that high and the higher high, or vice versa, low created, a pullback with a gap, you know, and um, and that's what we trade, okay? We looked at entries, and I'm just going to use this. This is the USD 15-minute chart. We looked at entries, and for instance, here you can see the clear. You can see a clear W. Clear W. Let me just draw that. You can see it. That's the low. Go back. You can see that, right? So what we were waiting for is, you see the bullish bar at the low there in the bullish pattern? We're waiting for the price to close back above here, okay? And that's what we traded, price closes back above. You see the low here was at 109.55, and this closed at 109.54, so it really wasn't ready as yet. So we really got a confirmation on this bar right here, which closed back above our trigger price, okay? And in this particular case. So had it been this bar that closed above, we would have entered here. But one great confirmation I use is a continuation pattern where in this case we have a red bar. All right, I'm just gonna make it, got a red bar, right? Followed by, in this case, a blue bar. I'm gonna change my colors, I think I like green, right? And this is our other price, or other low rather, assuming that that's it. Price closes above, and we would be waiting for this trigger line here to be breached, and then we would go long, right? We would go long. Okay, another great confirmation. This is one thing that I use as well. So I don't go too aggressive on that first entry. A great confirmation that I use is to wait for a continuation pattern where you have the red, then a green, followed by another bullish close. I wait for this. And this is where things get really aggressive for me. This is where I begin to pump some more positions into the trade. Because once I get the stop hunt confirmed with the close back above the trigger price, then an intention to continue. See green, followed by followed by two consecutive bullish bars. In this case, the green, as I have here. Then I am waiting for the price to do a little pullback dance to that area or close to it, and then I expect to see mega move off that level. Oh, my alarm. Okay, can you see it? So in this case, it did it in one go. Price pulled down, didn't close above here, but this same bar that gave the continuation pattern also closed above the trigger price. So watch the movement. Now we got that little dance back down close to this area, and then we had opportunity to buy and buy again. Buy here, buy here, buy here. Can you see that? And look at this move now, guys. Look at this move. See, if you came out at the, the previous high, this is US yen, so it's not a whole lot of pips, but 40 pips on the US yen is a lot of pips. This is 43 pips, and you had opportunity to enter here and here and here to easily multiply that profit. And this is one great reason why especially with the stock on trade, it's good to trade it on the 15-minute because your stop loss is very low. We know our stop is a little bit below this, and this is 8 pips. So you maybe add maybe 3 or so pips below that, but an 11 pip risk. Same thing here, maybe 13 pips, and you took another position there. I mean, the risk is very low, and I'm sure that you can see that obvious move that I'm talking about. All right. So the confirmation, what I'm discussing in this video now is the confirmation on the stop hunt M and W pattern. Okay. The confirmation of a continuation pattern. All right, so we're gonna go and look now at a bearish example. Here's one. Okay, so we can see the chart, the price on this chart. Price on this chart pulled up, created a high, and we know that once we get that high, and we're anticipating some reversal, we need to put our horizontal line at the high of the trigger price, right? Which we did. If you don't know what the trigger price is, please watch the other video, okay? The previous video, part 1. And what we wait for is price to close back below this trigger price, and also a continuation pattern. And I'm sure that you can see it. I'm sure you can see it, right? So right here, we had a close below, and these examples, I've been doing the same thing. So a close below and a continuation. Can you see that continuation? And I want to say something which I didn't say so strongly here. In this particular case, we could have done a number of things. What I find is that the price tends to want to go back to the high of the continuation bar. Can you see the second bar? It tends to want to go back to this price here. So I'll take an entry at the trigger price, but I'm looking for it to come back to this high, to give me that optimal entry. See that? And then the price goes down. So let's draw our end. Price pull down, arched up, creating a gap, came back down, closed below the trigger price, then created a continuation pattern, and we are short many times. All right, I don't know how far it went. I want to see, but I want to look at the entries. Entry, 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 entry. I mean, look at that. You could have, this would just be, limited to how many entries how many, your risk level, basically. All right, and how you trade. I like to see 2 or 3 entries. Some people just take 1 entry. Some people may have 15 on it. But let's look at what it did. Wow, that's a great trade, guys. This was a nice thing for the quick move on this US yen. Right. So I'm just going through the chart, just going down the line, not picking anything. I could just switch. I could just switch right now to a pound dollar. I'm going down to my 15-minute chart, and I'm just gonna go random. I don't know where. Let me do this. So I'm just going back. So you can see I didn't, plan this thing. All right, so here we have it, guys. I'm just here at somewhere here. Okay, and here we have a little setup. You can see it. You can see that setup right there. Let me use a better one. It's still a setup, but I want to see a stronger. You can see the end, but I wanna show you a strong top one. Here we have one. Okay, and this was a great trade, but when you're doing if you're just learning how to trade the M&Ws, look for strong patterns. Okay, all right, so let's look at this one where we had price going up and creating a high, and it pulled away and arched up, and it did it. There was a bigger setup, over here. Came back with another one here, and let's look at that. All right, so we could have, let me see, we have multiple trigger prices. We had a trigger price right here. Um, right here at the swing high, we had a trigger price here. And we also had one, we had this bearish bar right here. So we have 3 trigger prices in this case. So we're looking for a nice move, right? If it all works out. But let's look at what happens now. We want to see price selling, creating a bearish pattern, and selling and closing below the trigger price. So in this case, this first bar didn't close below any of the trigger prices, and then the second bar closed below 2 trigger prices, giving us a continuation pattern. Can you see it? This bar actually closed bullish. Here's a higher close than open, and then you have 2 bearish bars. So bullish, bearish, bearish close, continuation pattern. And the high is close to the first trigger price. So this was our first entry. And I'm gonna draw the M. So you can see it. Price did a couple of things. I'm just gonna use this first high. Price did a couple of things. Couple of things. All right. And you could have entered on this bar. That first bar I have the arrow on. That bar went and closed below the second trigger price. So you see the continuation pattern right here. Great, guys. The continuation pattern is good. It's a good confirmation. Great confirmation. Watch the first video and compare with this one. There you have those 3 bars creating your continuation pattern. Right? Then we had a second entry below the next trigger price. We already have our continuation pattern and came back again up to these 2. I mean, I'll just say those were all entries. And this trade ran 60 to 3 pips from the first entry. See that? That was a great trade. That was a great trade, guys. I hope you can see it. All right. And that was a beautiful M. And I do it again. I draw it differently from the way others may draw it, because some people draw only the second leg. But for me, I believe it makes it easier for persons to understand where we're basing our entries, so I'm gonna keep it like that. And that was a great trade. Let's just go back. Let's go back. And I'm looking for, okay, let's use this one. This is a great one. All right, so you can see that we created a low here and it broke the low, so we got it to the price right here. We had a gap and an arch away, arching down. You can see that. And our trigger price is right here. Okay, so what we're waiting for is for the price. Let me draw the W. use this area here. What we're waiting for is for the price to arch down. It did it twice. It did it twice. You can see it did it here, and then it came back. And let's say we use this one. Still a great trade. Say we use this one, okay? And what we wanted to see was price closing back above the trigger and giving a continuation pattern, which is what we have. Close above the continuation. See that? So our first entry would be at the trigger line right here. Hope you can see red, blue, blue, continuation. And remember what I said? That price will tend to try to pull back to where? The low of the continuation bar. See? Let me just put a little line there. Always, always, price loves to get that entry right there. In this case, it kind of did a second stop hunt. Strength of the move. That's explaining, that's giving us a heads up. We've got a strong, strong move coming, you know. And here it went just 4 pips, 5 pips against us. And look at that. That was a 41 pip move. And it pulled back again. It didn't reach our target as yet. At a minimum, we're looking to head into what went here. And yeah, so we could really have taken some back here, but it came back. Notice that it came back and did another stop hunt with continuation for another entry right here again. I hope you can see that. And finally, we got a final stop hunt here with continuation. You see that? And the real move. So if we sat in this move without, exiting at any at all, we would have come out with like 110 to 120 pips on this move. The continuation pattern is a very, very good cue for confirmation, for confirming entries on this top hunt MWMs. I'm specifically emphasizing the top hunt MW. Emphasis on that. I'm going to show you one that was a little bit out of the regular, but how I'm just seeing it now, I think. But how I want you to see how the continuation pattern helped to confirm the trade. So let's look. We have a high here and price broke above. So immediately we know we got a trigger price right here, right? Okay. And so let's look at this now. So we have a trigger price. Okay. And what we're waiting for is for price to close back below the trigger price with what? With a continuation pattern, right? And let's look at it. So we had this bearish pattern without close, continuation pattern without close below, and then finally we had. I hope you can see this continuation pattern. Blue, red, red, close below trigger. In fact, this bar closed below the trigger price, and the second bar did a continuation, suggesting, hey, we may very well take it from here. And this setup was really, even though it was out of our norm because it took so long to close below the trigger and give confirmation, what it did, it closed below with one bar. The continuation bar, right, also closed below and gave us an entry at the high of the continuation bar, which is below the trigger price. So that was like, this is like double resistance. So we had trigger price and we had the high of the continuation bar. Look at that. See that? And so we ended up with something looking like this. Let me just draw from here. I hope you can see that. And we had multiple opportunities to enter this trade. Multiple. This trade was an initial 50 pips. I mean, I probably take a profit here, 50 pips. Who allows that trade to pull back 42 pips? But anyhow, if you held it a little longer, 65. 15-minute chart. Entry, 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 entry. Loads of entries. I mean, loads of entry opportunities. Look at that. We just check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, 6 touches, 7 to that same price before giving us that move. So the continuation bar, I hope you get the gist of it. The continuation gives a strong confirmation for entries on our stock hunt MW setup. Hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll be coming back at you soon with another orientation or another MW structure and how we can capitalize on those as well. All right. Once again, this is Simone sharing with you my perspective on trading the MW pattern. All right. Take care.